So he gets the dog, has it up. You know, I hear the woman like scream. So of course I'm getting up and I run that way. The two owners have the dogs from the front. I could see that the big dog is not dropping the little dog. So I'd heard something somewhere, and I see an opening. So I make my way to the backside of the big dog. I take my finger and I go right into the dog's anus, and he drops that dog so quick.
I'm actually more curious how you know that was gonna work. I don't see that working.
I heard about it on like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Dude, I heard Amanda tell me. Amanda told me.
So like I went in there and I was like, I mean, he had the dog. I didn't even think twice. Like he had this dog and would not let go. So I was like, boom,
finger in the ass.
Came out. I did it. Looked over. Saw he dropped the dog. Came out. Looked up. No one saw what I did, except for Amanda. And she looked at me and she's like, "Good for you.
You're a true hero."
And I just beelined into the bathroom.
But I feel like the color is something that I wanted to talk about really quick because it felt like, first off, everything in this movie is very thought out. Everything ties together. It was clearly a vision that he had from, like, I want this to be like this, and all the way from pre-production to the edit, like, stuff was planned and executed in a certain way. But the color, for the first, like, 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, I couldn't get over it. It was, like, green, yellow, okay, everything. Almost like a sci-fi film, right? It felt like otherworldly, and I don't know. My take on it is that it like takes you out of the real world and into their world, which is not based in reality. It is just their own little bubble, another planet almost, and like I don't have any idea if that's what he was trying to do or what.
I don't think we mentioned it yet, but Miles, the actor who plays Andrew, does have drum training. Unknown to the director when he hired him for the part, that he had been a self-taught drummer for like 5 years or something like that. So he had the skills, but I believe I read that Miles, himself said that he had to still take on a lot. The guy in the movie who plays Tanner, who was in the studio band first as the original drummer, and then he is the guy who helped coach Miles into.
He was in the short too.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah.
And same with the trumpet player. Well, we'll talk about that scene, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are like just real musicians of, like a real band, obviously. Yeah. But then he finds out that someone's out of tune.
Oof.
He's like, someone's out of tune. And they can identify themselves. No one identifies themselves. There must have been a bug in my ear. Let's go. Goes at it again. Nope, there's definitely someone out of tune. Who wants to admit it? No one's admitting it. So you're already like, okay, some shit must happen if you fuck up in this way.
Dude, by the way, just reciting this scene is building a ball in my chest.
Because you're sitting there, because that's when you're sitting there as an anybody. And you're kind of like, was it me? Did I fuck up? And you start questioning yourself. And you're like, I hope to God that it's not me and I didn't realize it, because then and that's exactly what happens to this poor unfortunate kid. He isolates the one poor kid and then he snaps on him. I don't know how to describe it. Like, he just fucking murders the kid verbally until he breaks down crying.
I mean, I think the biggest thing that he does really well in this is he always makes everybody doubt themselves, and that's what puts him in that power position, right? You're like, oh, did I mess up?
Yeah,
and then we learn,
admit it,
and then we learn in that scene he wasn't even the one.
So at this point when you're watching it, especially for the first time, I feel like once the second time you can kind of still giggle, but the first time you're like, okay, this guy's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
He's not funny at all, actually. He is frightening.
It's like, terrifying.
Not even just, I think the most frightening part of that is not when he threw the chair. It's like when he said, I don't know, and then he just got right in his face. He's like, what's that
right in there.
What's this? Yeah. Do this. And then dude's like, oh,
every shot after that is just so in there. And like you feel like you're right. It's like you're sitting right here to him at all times, like right up to the face.
Like, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And it's just one of those things where you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, you feel the pressure that Miles Teller's character feels.
Dude, after this scene, me and Coda were watching it together. First off, neither of us breathed the entire time. And I was like, after right away, and I was like, dude, I was like, every single shot. I literally went to Coda's face. It was like extreme close up.
Like breathe. It's so tight.
My God. The double, like triple fuck of like, I got this guy who didn't do anything to fucking leave, and you, I know it was you. I'm not gonna do anything to you, but maybe I'm gonna do something later. Yeah. You don't fucking know.
And that's the crazy part. He's just constantly pushing. And it's funny. We very focus much on the drum players, but I'm sure if we had like an expanded Whiplash universe here, like we would see all the other stuff.
The sax people go home and beat their kids.
Yes.
Oh, God, they're crying.
I don't know if I ever told you
definitely
this.
Drive there.
But I've taken tap dancing before as well.
Tap dancing is great.
Yeah. I actually
You
used to work-
tapper?
Yeah, I used to. When I was very young.
Flapper?
When
Give
I
me
was
a little shuffle change.
yeah, dude. You know the shim sham shimmy? See, I know what's an interesting fact. He broke J.K. Simmons' ribs, I believe.
The tackle?
Really?
In the tackle. That's what I read, at least.
Whoa.
Poor
I don't
JK.
know.
Dude, JK was so jacked
Yeah,
in this
he's-
movie too. He's like a fucking monster.
He's
Yeah.
the ultimate authority figure.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like one of those things. I was like, "What the hell?" And apparently, he did the rest, like most of the rest of the. He filmed the rest of the movie,
Oh,
like
God.
with shattered ribs, constantly
Psycho.
pushing,